Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last session of today. During this session, we will explain to you how we will accelerate growth through focused, high-quality innovation and excellence in marketing. I'm Stefan Palzer. I'm the Chief Technology Officer and Head of R&D of Nestlé, and I will share the stage with my colleague Meunier, Head of Strategic Business Units, Marketing and Sales, and later we will be joined by our Chief Marketing Officer, Aude, Gandon. So what will we cover today? Well, we will talk about our unique assets and our approach to innovation. Then we will also explain to you what we will concretely do differently to increase the financial returns from innovation. And finally, we will highlight what we want to achieve through those improvements. Let me first talk about our assets. And you heard already today a lot about them. There's first our unique company heritage. Only Nestlé's spirit of consumer-centric innovation, which is still today at the core of this company. Next, we have our 31 global and local billionaire brands, a real powerhouse of brands, which are loved by consumers around the world. We also have, and you will see that also tomorrow, industry-leading science and technology capabilities. And we will share with you our technology platforms and how we leverage those across our business. So economies of scale in R&D, if you wish. We have also access to a huge number of households with 1 billion products which we sell every day. And let's not forget also our teams in the 188 markets, which allow us to maintain close proximity with our consumers. Now, where are we with innovation at Nestlé? Well, over the last few years, we have continuously improved our innovation process, which starts with strengths and opportunities, then we move to an exploration phase, we develop the value proposition, and then we launch, we deploy, and finally we have the post-launch phase. So what have we done? First of all, we have simplified our project management approach, and we introduced digital tools along the innovation value chain. That allowed us to reduce the average time to market from 32 to only 12 months. I believe there's hardly any company in our industry which is achieving that. Secondly, we reinforced our technology platforms, and specifically the ones with the highest strategic relevance. Today, 80 to 90% of our patents which we file each year, last year it was 440, are in the area of those technology platforms. Overall, we talk about a patent portfolio of 22,000 active patents, amongst them also the country extensions. Finally, we also strengthened our innovation pipelines for our billionaire brands. And that's already leading to some improvement. For instance, if we compare the cumulative value of all the innovations which we launched this year with all the innovations which we launched in 2022, we see a 40% increase in the expected value of those launches, year 4 value of those launches. But is that enough? No, we have to go much, much further. We have to extract more value from our launches, and we have identified areas of further improvement. Here you see our innovation funnel, how it used to look like. First, you see that very easily, it isn't selective enough. And as a result, we have many small projects which are going through this funnel, which are not filtered by this funnel. As our CEO said, less is more. So we have now here the clear mandate to reduce the number of projects, and we will do this. Second, we have rolled out our top innovations often too slow. And that was also a comment received here from this community. And not to all the relevant markets. So we are extracting not the full value of our top innovations. Third, we haven't ensured that our key launches are always adequately supported commercially. So if you launch and consumers are not aware about the innovation, well, it's not effective. So that we have to change as well. Finally, we don't always deploy our best practices across the entire portfolio, across the entire company. We have these pockets of excellence, and you saw a lot of them today, but we have to roll them out more consistently. In consequence, it always had been difficult to extract the full value from each launch and to maximize the returns from our investment in R&D, but also from our investment in marketing. As a result of this diagnosis, we concluded that speed to market is a precondition, but it's not sufficient. We have to move to speed to impact. And now we defined a new framework how to achieve that.
Thank you, Stefan. And indeed, we need a new framework in order to change the way we extract value from our innovation engine. We need to significantly increase the value we extract from all our efforts. And this new approach is what was introduced earlier today as the fewer, bigger, better framework. Now, how does the new funnel look like? You see the difference with the previous one. Of course, it still starts by identifying those mega trends and consumer insights that will then lead to the generation of many new ideas for products and concepts. But where traditionally we would then translate all of these ideas into new product developments, clogging the funnel with hundreds of development projects. Now we want to ruthlessly focus rapidly down the funnel on fewer, bigger bets and a handful of strategic seeds that are selected for their highest potential. So that is the new prioritization that we're introducing. We've never had, frankly, such a prioritization at Nestlé at a global level. This is the fewer, the number one. Now we want to make them bigger, which means ensuring the superiority of these big bets and seeds across the consumer equation on all of these parameters. We want to roll them out at scale and speed across more geographies. And we also want to give them the commercial and marketing support that they deserve. And finally, we want to execute better. Better is about execution excellence, enhanced by the highest consumer and customer centricity. So that is the funnel we want to have going forward. It will deliver much more value from our innovation efforts. Now, as I said, it all starts with identifying those key consumer trends, and you've seen them earlier on the chart on one of the slides of Laurent. Starting with health for life. Food as medicine is growing fast. 70% of people declare they want food that improves their health. We also have more than 40% by next year of the world population above 50-year-old, each with their complex and specific needs. Another example is mindful snacking. The fact that there are more and more snacking occasions. 30% of people say they eat regularly on the go, more meals per day, up to 7 meals per day in the US. Smart shopping. The polarization is not new, but it's stronger than ever, and you've heard this earlier today. So premium is growing. At the same time, affordable nutrition is a great opportunity. Digital. The newer generations will not meet our brands in classical media. They don't watch media. We will meet them on digital platforms, on social media. And at the same time, connected commerce, channelless commerce, is growing very fast in all geographies around the world. As to the last one, we will illustrate how we leverage those megatrends as well in innovation, elevated experiences, and eco-conscious consumers looking for more sustainable offers. Based on these megatrends, we have identified 6 high-growth opportunity areas, platforms within which we have developed innovations that answer specific consumer needs. And you can see a number of those on this slide that answer those needs. For example, health for life, which is a megatrend, is being translated into a range of nutrition across life stages, as we've seen with Serena, Anna, and Abigail, including healthy longevity. Mindful snacking is leading us to double down on ready-to-drink and ready-to-eat innovations. The same is true for the other opportunity areas, and I will now show you two concrete examples that we have seen earlier on. The first one is the modern cooking platform, how we bring Maggi innovation to this platform. It starts with identifying those new elevated experiences that are specifically important for food. People want new experiences in food, in particular ethnic world cuisine. But at the same time, it's very important for them that we offer convenient, easy-to-cook options that deliver tasty and healthy meals. Maggi is the helping hand that helps you cook the food you love from fresh, and embracing then on top the emerging appliances like air fryers, as well as our proprietary flavor systems, we are able to come to life with new products as part of this modern cooking platform. Same is true in the case of combining the desire for new elevated experiences and the desire for more sustainable consumption. Combining the two was at the origin of the new coffee shop experience at home innovation platform that David showed you earlier, the Nescafé Dolce Gusto Neo. Now, how do we speed up both the generation and, more importantly, the selection of those hundreds of ideas? As I said, fewer is not about fewer ideas. Quite the contrary, we start with more ideas than ever. The fewer is about the ruthless selection to come to the few big bets and strategic seeds. So for this, we have developed a suite of GenAI-powered digital tools that allow us to, number one, track in real time consumer trends and insights across multiple social media and digital platforms. Number two, ideate concepts in a matter of minutes. Where it used to take days or weeks to brief an agency and come back with a concept, it now takes minutes, thanks to GenAI. And then testing those many ideas of new concepts and products against synthetic persona in order to then narrow down the options to the few that we feel have potential, and will then go into real-time, with real consumers research. So it's not that we stop with synthetic persona. We will still research with real consumers, but we'll do the selection in the first step thanks to GenAI platforms. So this proprietary suite of data and technology platform are a good example of how we invest in digital tools at the service of fewer and bigger wins. Now we come back to the 6 strategic seeds that you've seen, 6 strategic bets, big bets, and seeds that you've seen earlier today. So we're confident that we have identified those bets that will make a difference. We haven't started this process in the last 80 days. We've come to the prioritization in the last 80 days. But of course, those seeds and those platforms were existing in our pipelines. They were maybe buried in a very tube-like funnel, as you've seen in the previous slide. And we have unearthed those seeds and big bets, identified those that have the biggest potential, and decided to go single-handedly against growing them in the marketplace with the right level of support. Let's see now with Stefan how we ensure that those big bets indeed have the highest chances of success.
Well, that's an important question. What do we do different with those projects? Most importantly, we implemented a clearer end-to-end governance framework around those projects. This involves R&D, strategic business units, zones, but also the launch markets. This governance ensures that our big bets and also the strategic seeds are prioritized across the organization, and that we have ambitious but also realistic business plans in place. That we also allocate a big part of our resources to those projects, big bets should get big funding. That we cover more markets in the deployment of these big bets, and that we get direct and quick feedback from those launch markets, that we can address problems effectively and rapidly. And we are also tracking the progress with these big bets, with the top 5 Laurent has also highlighted, even in the executive board. That's unique. We are tracking on a monthly basis the progress with these big projects. We never had that before in the company. I'm working very long for this company, but it's the first time that we do that. Finally, the new governance approach also helps to deploy best practices more completely and across the entire organization. Let me now move to the development of the value proposition. How do we ensure that what we develop is consumer-centric? Well, at the core of each of our big bets, there are key consumer benefits. Here you see an example from our nutrition business and health science business. Nutrition across life stages. These are all the benefits which we offer to our consumers by the projects, the innovation we bring to the market. You see that we have solutions for the prenatal stage, but also solutions for the high age. You see that we are addressing here consumers which are healthy, but also which have health issues, so different health conditions. And that's not shown on this slide, we do that for humans, but also for pets. Same benefits. And that helps us to deliver economies of scale in R&D. Because finally, you work on solutions which you can roll out across this breadth in age and health conditions, and also that, like I said, for humans and pets. We are probably the only company which covers this breadth in age, health, and even species. There's no other company outside Nestlé who can do that. Now, in order to deliver those health benefits, we need 2 things. We need a strong clinical research program, and we need technology platforms. I want now to explain to you, to illustrate the strengths of our clinical research with one example. It's an example from the prenatal maternal nutrition stage. Well, we conducted one of the most comprehensive, one of the largest clinical trials in maternal nutrition. I call it always, it's the first in its kind clinical trial globally. We enrolled 1,700 women already in the prenatal stage, so even before conception. Then we supplemented here with using probiotics, but also micronutrients and bioactives. And we continued this supplementation during pregnancy, until birth, and then even during breastfeeding. We followed the offsprings during this long trial. And we discovered several breakthrough things. So these breakthrough discoveries are quite amazing. On one hand, we could show through this trial, which was, by the way, covering 3 countries in 2 zones, we could show that we can reduce the average time to conception, to get pregnant, specifically in overweight women, quite significantly. We could also show, and that was a very amazing outcome, that we can reduce here the risk of preterm birth by up to 60%, which is massive. It's really a discovery which is amazing. And then also the risk of postpartum hemorrhage was significantly reduced. Finally, we found also an increase in breast milk quality. For instance, you see much higher vitamin D levels, which is very important for the health of the mother, but also for the health of the offspring. Now we started the rollout of first maternal nutrition products. The first products are hitting the market already in Brazil, and we are looking at the rollout across different markets globally. So really an amazing discovery, a very significant clinical research study which we conducted here. But we need also cutting-edge technology. And here you see our technology platforms. They are very important to develop the product and to deliver additional benefits. Why those technology platforms? Well, we selected them based on opportunity areas and key consumer benefits. And Anna, Abigail, but also Serena referred quite frequently to some of those platforms in the previous presentation. We cluster those platforms typically in two groups. The first one are the cross-category platforms. And these are platforms which we can roll out across different product categories. A great example is here our biotics platform, where we develop pro, pre, post, but also symbiotics. And we use them across our businesses. You will see that also tomorrow. We use them for nutrition, for our nutrition business, for our health science business, but also for our Purina business, for our pet food business. And sometimes it's even the same probiotics. Huge economies of scale here. Then we have also those category-specific platforms, and Anna referred to the coffee extraction platform, and David did as well. Coffee roasting and brewing, we have really competitive advantage here. We are the only company who manages to bring 65% of the bean into the cup. If you brew a filter coffee at home or you get a coffee from a full automat, it's only 15 to 20%. So it's almost 5 times more. That means, first of all, you have lower input costs. So you're relying a bit less on commodity prices. Secondly, you can offer the coffee at a very affordable price point. And we heard how important that is in those days. So Nescafé is not only the most consumed coffee, like David rightly pointed out, but also the most affordable coffee. And the most environmental friendly coffee. Because the carbon footprint of a cup of coffee is mainly depending on the green coffee you use to brew this cup. So if you can reduce it significantly, well, the carbon footprint is much better. So that's why we have a huge competitive advantage, thanks to our proprietary extraction technology here. You might say, well, that's all at the cost of taste. David mentioned it, we have 85% of our portfolio taste preference in blind tastings. And the remaining 15%, we have parity. So we are not losing here in taste. On the contrary, we have preferred products in the market. So these platforms we are leveraging now across our different categories, our different brands, our different formats, and our different geographies. Tomorrow you will see some of those platforms, actually 7 of those platforms in action. So we will show to you those platforms, explain what's inside the platform, what is the latest technology generation, but also what's the latest innovation which we are bringing based on this platform to the market. Well, we also worked on digital capabilities to support in the innovation process. Our digital activities span here from ideation and discovery until digital tools to support the design of entire lines and industrialization of innovation. The base is always a solid data foundation. You know, you can have AI, but an AI is really meaningless if you don't have good data to feed the AI, to leverage the artificial intelligence. I'm very proud. Since last year, end of last year, we have now a database of 120,000 recipes. Basically, all the recipes in Nestlé, fully characterized in this database and fully standardized. We have also a huge wealth, a treasure of clinical trial data and an internal biobank. And let's not forget, and that's not mentioned on the slide, also a huge set of data coming from our lab and pilot plant trials. This we can now leverage. And we use AI, for instance, to make new discoveries based on those existing data. So you don't conduct a new trial, you just take the existing data, you process it with artificial intelligence, and you can make new discoveries. We launched this year already 4 new products based on old data, which we processed in this way. We can use this data also to model recipes. You can imagine with all the constraints you have in those days in developing a recipe, you have cost constraints, you have nutrition constraints, taste constraints, sustainability constraints. It's getting very tough for our product developers to come to the conclusion of the best recipe. Now, using those data and artificial intelligence and complementing even with external data, we can now model recipes. So we have a recipe engine based on AI. We use generative AI also in the prototyping, for instance, of coffee machines and packaging. Last but not least, digital twins for industrialization enable us to plan lines, entire lines, and to balance those lines before we industrialize a new product much better. Then we have the product. But before we go now to global rollout, we have to ensure that the quality of this product is simply outstanding. And we have to talk holistic quality. We talk taste. Of course, taste preference is the absolute base. But then we started now to test also much more packaging, the appeal of the packaging, the functionality of the packaging. We are testing the concept, the communication, and also how incremental the innovation is. So we're looking at each innovation much more holistically. Our aim is that for 2025, 100% of our big bets are preferred in all those attributes, in all those dimensions. Then, of course, we need to launch those innovations in the marketplace, and we need to activate them via investment in marketing, right? And high-quality marketing, better.
Indeed. And after the fewer and the bigger comes the better. So as we stated earlier, our new approach is also about better execution through an upgrade in how we execute those big bets in our markets. And it's about, as we said earlier, accelerating their rollout across more geographies faster with the right level of support. Often we have done this half-heartedly in the past, because we were spreading our resources too thin across more innovations than we could swallow. And that is true for our marketing support, but it's also true for our commercial support. Imagine if you have to launch at the same time 15 innovations in one given market. Our sales force cannot handle that. Our customers will not list all of these innovations. They will do a pick and choose. And finally, maximizing the distribution. Maximizing the in-store presence and impact. We have an outstanding coverage, second to none in the industry, in terms of channels and geographies across 188 countries. Nobody has the ability to execute in the point of sale as we do at Nestlé. So, in summary, new Nestlé is about this focus on fewer, bigger bets that are executed better. Now I want to show and unpack two iconic examples of these big bets. We've seen the 6 big bets. Let's see in more detail 2 of them. The first one, is an innovation that leverages a very strong insight. So if you look for where is the consumer insight, this is a good example, because it started with a strong consumer insight into how cats love to bite into their food. And also, of course, about the perennial humanization trend that we see from cat parents about premiumizing the food they give to their cats. All of this supported by proprietary technology. I'll show you a little video, but let me just add, we've reached 100 million already cumulative since launch on this innovation, growing 40%. It will be launched next year in North America. We've seen this with Nestlé, and then later in Latam and Asia, and in Europe, where it started, the generation 2 is already coming at the start of next year.
At Nestlé Purina, we know that consumers always want new ways to delight their pets. And single-serve wet cat food is the perfect way to deliver on their expectations of taste, visual appeal, and convenience. So we use this foundation to innovate through co-creation with consumers, rapid prototyping, and pet behavior sessions. We discovered the perfect size portion and that cats like sharp angles. And from these insights, we developed a multi-brand innovation platform with a unique patented pyramid shape. We tested the value proposition on 5 key I&R attributes. The concept, outstanding. The elevated appetite appeal assured cat owners that it would delight their cat. And our first product was launched, a stunning mousse texture, irresistible cascading gravy. The groundbreaking gourmet revelations hit 19 markets. Backed by a holistic marketing campaign, delivering great in-market success, outperforming competitors, delighting cats and their owners. We're attracting younger, higher-spending consumers. And with the second generation about to hit the market, we are witnessing the incredible power of innovation to drive growth at Nestlé.
So a great example of a big bet that used to be a strategic seed and now is a big bet to launch elsewhere in the world beyond Europe. And another example you've seen already briefly in David's presentation. It's about leveraging this emerging trend of barista mixology at home that you see every day on TikTok, and also powered by our state-of-the-art coffee roasting and brewing technologies. So our coffee concentrates gained an outstanding holistic consumer preference in research. And again, this is a good example of what started as a strategic seed, but then is now elevated to the status of big bet for rollout worldwide.
Cold coffee. More than a trend, it's a growing lifestyle. 1 in every 3 cups enjoyed outside of home is now cold. Gen Z loves everything about it, except how hard it is to hack it at home. Enter Nescafe's latest innovation, Espresso Concentrate. Crafted with premium Arabica beans and brewed for a rich and smooth cafe-quality taste. Developed by our coffee R&D accelerator and SBU teams, the value proposition was tested with 2,700 consumers on 5 key INR attributes. The concept was tested in 9 markets and in-shop at Kroger with very successful results. Our Gen Z-focused global campaign is live in Australia and breaking benchmarks, including assets created efficiently by our own Nestlé studio and supported by PR buzz, digital, and in-store activity. Our campaign features celebrities and creators inviting everyone to share their iced coffee hacks and create engaging content. The impact? Cooler than an iced caramel macchiato. We've successfully hacked Australia and China. Next up, the world.
Now, equally important, we want to apply the same framework, the same fewer, bigger, better principles beyond innovation to rejuvenate our core business, which still will account for half of our growth. So Nestlé, or new Nestlé, is also about brand building and marketing excellence, applying our FBB, or fewer, bigger, better framework. And for this, and to give more color to this, I'm delighted to ask Aude Gandon, our Global Chief Marketing Officer, to take us through this.
Thank you, Bernard. Good afternoon. So as Laurent mentioned this morning, we are currently reaching our marketing investment to be at 9% of net sales by the end of 2025. But in the spirit of the fewer, bigger, better, more than 90% of this investment is actually going to be focusing on our key priority brands. We had an objective to reach 70% of our digital spend, our media spend on digital, by 2025, and we're already at 71%, which gives us an amazing ability to leverage the 340 million first-party data we have been acquiring the past few years for better targeting, but also better increased media ROI. Last but not least, we continue to lead in terms of online sales by being on our way to reach 20% of online sales. Media investment has been proven by decades of research as being the first lever for marketing efficiency. But the second one is actually the quality of our messaging. To be able to win the heart and minds of our consumers, we need to make sure that our brands have the right message and the right execution. So we've been increasing our focus on the quality of our creativity. But of course, we've been facing with the proliferation of all the new media platforms online. TikTok is 7 years old. But since then now, you have all the new streaming platforms such as Netflix and Amazon who are now launching new ad format as well, becoming also the new TV. But also, each of these platforms have now developed more and more ad formats within the platform. To give you an example, if you really want to leverage and get the highest ROI on Instagram, you need to leverage at least 4 of the ad formats, ideally 6. So you need to have a post, a reel, and so on and so forth, which makes it extremely complex for us to be able to deliver the content that all these different platforms are asking for. To be able to do so and to really kind of answer the extreme appetite of this platform for content, we have developed a content engine which is based on 2 different types of organization. The first one are our content studios. We have now 45 content studios around the world, which are delivering new creative assets day in, day out for all our brands and all our markets. The second organization is our integrated marketing shared services. We have 9 different offices spread around the world, which is now reaching 1,800 marketing experts to be able to do the scaling and the automation of all this content, obviously powered by machine learning, AI, and Gen AI. Let me show you how it looks today.
Nestlé has developed a unique content operating model over the past 7 years. A network of 45 content studios globally powered by integrated marketing services. We are soon deploying Content Hub with generative AI technologies at the core, transforming the creative value chain. Welcome to the future of content operations at Nestlé, where AI-integrated technologies enable our brands to be faster and more efficient while maintaining creative integrity. It begins with Nestlé's library of over 4,000 3D master products converted into digital twins. Perfect copies of the real item, meticulously crafted in 3D. These are the source files for the entire content supply chain, including regional variations, offering unparalleled flexibility across all digital media. In collaboration with Sitecore, NVIDIA, Adobe, and Getty, we've developed an AI content engine that generates compelling brand-tailored imagery from simple prompts and style inputs. Your product's digital twin is automatically placed lit and graded as if part of the original image, linked directly to data signals or feeds. We can dynamically change products, headlines, languages, prices, and more, ensuring the right message reaches the right audience at the right time. Our AI doesn't just create, it adapts. With AI creative automation technology, we can effortlessly customize content for any language, platform, and format, enabling from social media, advertising to e-commerce, purchase. Asset utilization and media performance feedback will generate more insights and opportunities to optimize our creative work and improve advertising performance.
But it basically shows that the marketing mix is becoming even more complex. We have a lot of different media platforms. We have a lot of different formats, a lot of different messaging, basically kind of coming day in, day out on all our brands. And so it's becoming extremely important for our marketers to really be supported by analytics to really understand what investment, what messaging is actually really contributing to market share gain and to growth. And so this is why we have developed our own analytics solution called Plan IQ. Plan IQ digests more than 40 different sources of data. So our media investments, the different campaigns we've done, marketing mix modeling, sampling, promotion, competitive activity, change in consumer behaviors. And for example, if your category can be impacted by weather, we can add things like weather, for example. And the app basically develops a whole campaign cockpit for every brand manager. They can basically track where the investment is going, what is working, what is not working, and all this in real time. Which means that as your campaign is happening, you can start to really understand what is the asset, what is the channel, what is the platform which is actually contributing the most to your growth, and then start to shift your marketing investment from one asset or one platform to the next. What it also does is it basically is a support when they have to do their planning, because it is also a predictive tool. The tool actually is being refreshed every quarter by machine learning. So every data we gather from all our different campaigns in all our different markets from around the world basically gets more and more intelligent every quarter to be able to really support even more our marketers around the world. We already have deployed it in more than 22 markets. We are reaching 70% of our marketing investment under that tool to be tracked that way. We today have seen already a marketing efficiency increasing by 20%. Now let me hand back to Stefan.
In summary, we hope we convinced you that we have incredible strengths at this company, allowing us to accelerate our growth through our new approach to innovation and also marketing. This includes better leveraging our unique assets, which I explained to you, our brands, our technology, our route to market, our consumers. It includes also rolling out the fewer, bigger, better model across the company, across our categories, geographies, moving from speed to market to speed to impact. Lastly, it also includes stepping up marketing excellence with higher and more focused investments, but also more effective media plans.
So in essence, we aim at generating half of our growth from more impactful innovations and renovations, and at the same time, the other half of our growth will come from rejuvenating our core business, ensuring enhanced category growth and market share gains. So we thank you for your attention, and now we open up for your questions. Thank you.